Long, long ago, in a vintage format, nothing like this one. People cast Mana Drain, and then won with Tendrils of Agony? Welcome back, vintage gamers, to a Wednesday night donation deck list, this time for Mitchell. Mitchell, longtime supporter of the stream, messaged me and said he wanted to see Sean's Mana Drain Ring Control deck that we actually played against a couple streams ago, played through in a league tonight. So that's what we're going to do. I messaged Sean. I said, Sean, send me your last one ring Mana Drain deck, and this is what he sent me. It is a classic Sean creation. We actually have played a similar deck list on this channel before. It's a deck list that basically only Sean plays, but I think it meets the requisite power levels of vintage, and it has a rather unique thing that no one else is doing. It definitely is a deck that references play styles of the past. It is a deck really around Mana Drain, and there basically are no Mana Drain decks in Vintage, even though the card is unrestricted. So this is a cool deck because it is a Mishra's Workshop blue control deck / combo deck, combo control, one might say. We are casting Mana Drains in the goal of playing One Ring, using the One Ring and a pile of counter spells to draw lots of cards, and then typically end our opponent in a Tendrils of Agony Storm Kill. It's a little odd to be a Workshop deck and a Mana Drain deck, but to facilitate that, we actually have some Relics of Sauron from the Lord of the Rings set, which can turn our Workshop mana into this mana rock that makes blue. It also fixes us for black, which is pretty nice. There are 3 Chain of Vapors in this deck. That's a pretty big component that I'm going to try my best to leverage, but I have never really seen anyone leverage Chain of Vapor in the same way that Sean does. So we're going to keep on the lookout for Tendrils kills using Chain, bouncing our own One Ring, and things like that. I'm a little skeptical of only one Dress Down. This is the kind of deck that really would like maybe a second Dress Down. But I'm going to play it as is and trust the deck creator here. We have a Tinker shell with Citadel and Sphinx as targets. No Vault Key. We have a Manamo in the land category here that can do some extra value with the One Ring. Bunch of counter spells, got our restricted blue and black cards, and then in the sideboard there's some interesting things being tried. We've got some Vexing Baubles for when we're on the play, and we have some Disruptor Flutes, just a bit of an upgraded needle in this deck is what I've been told. We'll try it out whenever it makes sense, but mostly just using it as a needle. However, maybe we could even bring it in against something like Doomsday to make Thoughtless Oracle cost 3 more. That's a possibility. Yeah, so we do have the extra dress downs on the board. Keep that in mind. We have a portal as an additional Tinker target. Cool deck. Very fun deck. Definitely a powerful deck. One of the few things that is using the One Ring. The One Ring is seeing a lot of play in Vintage, but only really in one deck, and that's Jewel Shops. So this deck is definitely a departure from the fully all-in combo deck that is Jewel, and is more of a combo controlling deck. So thank you again to Mitchell for donating to see this deck played, and I will see you in round 1. Are you interested in weekly vintage metagame recommendations? Do you want to see your deck list played on my channel? Or maybe you are just looking for the best way to support my vintage content. Make sure you check out the Patreon link in the description below. Let's battle. Okay, round 1. We got the biggest bird. And on the draw with double force, I kind of like keeping this. Obviously, there's like some downsides to keeping this, and the fact that we currently cannot cast any of our spells. But I like it. I just think this art is really cool. It does break the aesthetic, but that's okay. These are the mana drains that I have on my account. I'm not changing that. Yeah, I don't know about that one, kinda. I obviously know nothing and am not following your football, but I would be skeptical. It would be very like England to break down at the finish line and lose. Another force of will. All right, well, I would really like a land or a mox, something like that. That's a land. That works. My opponent has Hull Breacher. That's very good against my One Ring deck. I'm going to try my best to not let Hull Breacher resolve, but we'll see what happens here. I assume this is an end of turn Lorien revealed to hit your mana for Hull Breacher? No? That has to be a mistake. Unless they're looking to have maximum value on this brainstorm where they brainstorm now and then use the Lorien revealed as the shuffle. Or we can just hit the Tundra. Ah, wait. There was a Ponder and they did not shuffle with Ponder. So they knew the top card was a land and they chose not to use the Lorien revealed because they knew they had a land coming. Aha, I see. Okay. All right, so my opponent's going to let me get to my mana drain mana. I do love that. I have a lot of counter spells, and I do have a payoff for my mana drain, which is nice. Not a huge payoff, but it's something. Man, okay, jamming the Hull Breacher in there. I am going to mana drain your Hull Breacher. Yeah, but you didn't see that one coming. Boom. All right, so we're untapping next turn with 3 colorless mana to use to cast this Relic of Sauron. We'll greatly increase our mana supply here. We are still a little scared. Opponent is no Luris, so that means there's some kind of big blue Esper Tinker deck. They've got a key in hand. We got some counter magic, though. No problem. All right. We're going to shuffle away the brainstormed cards with our Lorien revealed. So now we don't know what's in our opponent's hand, but they could have one of these cards here. Now, all right. 2 cards in hand. Our turn. We get our mana drain mana. And we get a jet, which is pretty nice here. Just going to let our let's cast this relic without doing any additional tapping. And then we have lots of options. So I like our spot. We can always use this Relic of Sauron to draw 2, discard 1. This card is very strong. I know that people meme this card a lot when it was originally played, but I think this card is good. Fixes your mana, can cast off Workshop, and then it has the ability to loot, where it's like better than looting, right? Draw 2, discard 1. All right, so the question here is, do we let this Mystical happen? Because I can Flusterstorm this Mystical right now. If my opponent gets Ancestral, the Flusterstorm is a lot worse, but I have a Hardcast Negation. I feel like letting my opponent top deck Tutor is just a very strong value play for me. It could obviously backfire, but we'll see what happens. All right, so my opponent did go for the Ancestral. We have lots of mana here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. Island cycling, sure. Another Tundra. So maybe they're not Esper. Maybe they're blue-white. Maybe they're like Initiative Tinker. Kind of seems like that could be the case. Maybe they'll play on our turn to tap us out of mana. Doesn't look like it. Ah, a Teferi. Reasonable attempt. I will hardcast a negation. And then they'll Ancestral in response, I assume. And then we'll Flusterstorm. I assume they don't have this key anymore, but I'll leave it up because it is information. And they're trying to figure out if they want to Ancestral in response to Teferi. I feel like you would, but yeah. I have a Flusterstorm. That's going to work well for me. And my opponent has 1 card. We don't know what it is. And we have a Hardcast Force of Will available. We have spinning on our top, looting on our relic. We are firmly in control of this game. This game went very well for us. I typically try to have as many old frames as possible on Magic Online. I know that my mana drains are not that, but it's just the aesthetic we're going for on Magic Online. All right, so this is a One Ring, otherwise known as a strong Magic the Gathering card. I'm going to play a One Ring, and then I have Mana Drain and Double Force, so we're in a great spot. I mean, I think the art's fine. I don't really mind the art. It's a very new school blue counter Magic art. I do like. I mean, I think Flusterstorm has a bunch of good arts, so maybe I'm supposed to activate Ring on my turn just in case they play Hull Breacher, but yeah, actually, I probably am just supposed to activate Ring on my turn. That's my fault. I guess I can just draw the Mana Drain with the top if I need to. Looks like there's a Hull Breacher, so I did get immediately punished for that. Let's just draw with our top. Because I'd rather use this Mana Drain than one of my forces here. They have one card left in hand, so this can't really hurt us. But yeah, I made a mistake. I was supposed to activate this on my turn, and I definitely got punished for it. Now I'm sitting here with an extra... Ooh, nice. So that was their last card was Flusterstorm. Yeah, like super punished for my mistake here. Have to just force this Hull Breacher. Very unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, that's like a crazy little play. That was a huge punish, and it actually worked out that way. So, I mean, we're going to win this game. Don't get me wrong. This game is still won, but it could have been pretty bad. Yeah, I guess we could have gotten our Mana Drain mana. That's true. I didn't really consider that. I was too busy being sad. All right, let's draw some more cards. I mean, now if my opponent draws like a... Well, never mind. I was going to say if my opponent draws like a Tinker or something, but... now I have a Time Walk, and now the game is over again. Hey, look, a Tinker. I guess we can just Tinker for a Citadel. I mean, we would rather just Time Walk and then Tinker for a Citadel. Or a Sphinx or anything, really. Doesn't matter. The game is very won. All roads lead to victory here. I guess let's get rid of, I don't know, the Jet comes back with Yogwill. Cool. Ancestral Recall, target me. Land. Straw with the ring, I guess. Black Lotus. Do I have a Demonic Tutor yet? No. I have an Ancestral, though. Just gonna look for a Tendrils here. Could just be... I don't expect this game to go to another turn. I should probably be holding priority here. I can do this. All right, that's just Vamp for Tendrils. That works too. Just in case I messed up the math here, let's just draw it. Sweet. All right. Pew, 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 pew. Cool. Yeah. It's very much a boomer special. Okay, so we're playing against probably Initiative Tinker. That's the only thing I can really think of that you would get triple Tundra, and so maybe there's some value in a portal here. Maybe there's some value in some dress downs, but hard to say. Hard to say. I kind of don't know. I don't really feel like I need dress downs here. Maybe like one drain on the draw. Just run like this. I'm not sure. Initiative Tinker's a weird one because it's not really doing Man, people hate this mana drain art. What is going on? This mana drain art is better. Magic players are so weird. If my stream viewers could see my paper decks, they would explode. I just play with whatever I have. What do we got? What do we got? We got a turn 1 ring with a negation. Yeah, that's a good one. Workshop Mox ring is a potent combination for sure. And we have a Manamo coming. Sweet. Keep. I like to keep. It's weird though. Not many people complained about my Doomsdays. And my Doomsdays have arguably a more visceral reaction usually. Oh no. Am I getting turn 1 Hull Breachered here? I feel like I'm not supposed to. Should I just negate this? If I am getting Hull Breachered, I'm gonna want to have this stress down though. I really don't want to negate the script. So I'm going to just try to play around the Hull Breacher and hopefully that helps. Maybe I'm not supposed to cast this Mana Crypt. I was thinking I would cast the Mana Crypt and then that'd give me some leeway here with like a Sensei's Top Spin. But maybe the life total matters. I have protection. Okay, I'm not going to activate this ring. I'm going to wait until their turn. Like, I don't want to give them free Hull Breacher activation here. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to activate my ring. Black Lotus. And then spin because it looks deeper. Just because I have a mental misstep. Actually, does Sean even play a mental misstep? Sean is a known... Yeah. Sorry. I was making plays assuming there was a mental misstep in my deck, but Sean's a known mental misstep non-believer. So there's that. Okay. We're going for Tinker. I wonder if they'll have Tinker with Fluster backup. That would be unfortunate. Three cards in my opponent's hand. Plays the land drop, so they definitely have Flusterstorm backup, or they wouldn't have played the land drop before tinkering. Damn. Not much we could have done about this. However, if we had drawn with the One Ring on my turn in my main phase, I would have actually drawn Black Lotus, which would let me pay for this Fluster. Kind of unfortunate, but I think playing around Hull Breacher is much more important. All right. They kept the Mana Crypt? Interesting. Oh, that just resolves? That's surprising. So then why did we play the Tundra first? Fake me out. Very interesting. I don't know why that happened. We're gonna draw a lot of cards this turn, though. Classic Tinker Gaming. People thought this left the metagame, but nope, we're right back at it again. Twister. Interesting. All right, let's draw with the ring and then play a Black Lotus. Play a Soul Ring. Crack for blue. Play a Manamo. Untap my ring. Draw with my ring. Relic, Portal. Nothing to Portal. Those, looks like we'll get enough to hardcast Force here, so that works for me. I guess we should at least take a peek first. I don't really... Can I use a mana vault? I can use a mana vault. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if they draw Flusterstorm, I don't want to have spun that. So let's just pass. Saga's good here. That's a good top deck. But I mean, I am drawing another 4 cards next turn, so. Blue, blue. Cast. All right, let's spin. Not that spinning really matters. We're gonna draw all of it. Chain. Okay. Let's draw a lot of magic cards. Take some damage, take some damage. Kind of want to chain back my mana crypt here after this whole thing happens. Draw some cards. Draw some cards. All right, what do we want to do with this? I would like... I'd like to take an extra turn and probably use the ring one more time. Let's just start by casting Lorien. We have the leeway to do that. Citadel and Sphinx. And a new chain. All right, so... I'm just going to pick up my mana crypt. I could bounce the Sapphire too. A little Time Walk. And I think I would like to draw another 11 cards, so let's do that. I guess I have a spin. Probably should have spun first. A new One Ring. Sure. All right, so let's go to my next turn here. Let's get rid of some lands. Take 5, no problem. Draw 5 or 6 or something. Should win the game with Tendrils in this turn, I would assume. Especially with Chain, pick up everything. Yogwill. All right. So there's Mox, Academy, Ancestral. Maybe we do Mystical Tendrils. Are they at 20? Mana Crypt. Just figuring out like what's the most convenient way. Maybe it's just... I don't know. Undo that. Mystical Tendrils. Draw. Black, black. Cast Tendrils, cast Yogwill. Oh, maybe this, I can chain back, a relic if I need to. But I have a Black Lotus, actually. Never mind. It's fine. Yeah. Whee! Cool deck. Cool deck. Very cool. Very cool. It's a good start. All right, round 2. Gonna keep this one. Obviously, there's some problems against, like, I don't know, a Vexing Bobble hand, but I like the idea of getting a bunch of mana. We could always tinker for a Sphinx if we want a Sphinx. It's a Vexing Bobble hand. God damn it. Is it 2 Vexing Bobbles? Okay, I almost got scared there. The One Ring. It's a pretty good one. Oh, I guess I should have done this in the opposite order. That's my fault. Sorry, chat. I should go Jet and then get the island and then get the Tinker. Get the basic island. Oh, wait, this is a strip mine. That's a problem. I guess I had to pitch the Tinker and keep both Lorien revealed. Though getting strip mined is very silly. I should have held this island. I just played that very fast and did everything wrong. So I would maybe pitch the Tinker. I'm not sure you can pitch the Tinker, but I would just hold this island in hand. Playing this island was clearly bad, but you know, it happens. And a wasteland. Okay. Whoa, that's actually a really cool one because that lets me get a Black Lotus and then cast a Citadel. But yeah, I played that pretty terribly. Maybe I'm not supposed to get a Black Lotus. Maybe I'm just supposed to get like a Tolarian Academy. I think it's wastelanded though. Black Arcbound Ravager? Hello? What a year is this? I love it. All right, well, I'm going to go to Black Lotus and put a Citadel in play, so. Sorry for my opponent. A Relic of Sauron. Oh, cool. Now we can tinker for a Sphinx. I guess we can just cast this on our Jet. Yeah, I guess so. Do we want a One Ring? Yeah, I guess we want a One Ring. All right, I'll put a Sphinx to the Steel one in play. Just draw through this bad girl. All right. Your move, opponent. I guess they could have a Metamorph. That would be pretty good. That would make me wish I had my Chain of Vapor. Okay. Banger. Let's go. Aggro KCI. I love it. Hell yeah. Very cool. Sweet. I don't have any null rods in my deck, so it could be kind of a challenge. My deck is needs the One Ring to work, so there's no null rods in it. What do we bring in? Cut down and dismember. Dress down Hercules, I guess. Flusterstorm, Probe. And a drain on the draw. Oh, that's 61. Quick, chat. I need another one. Oh, too late. It's okay. 61 gaming. What is this hand? Oh, oh my. I feel like I'm gonna keep this hand, even if there is slight downsides. Vexing Bauble out of the KCI deck is a little odd to me, just because I guess it makes sense. Like you are gonna have to crack it to combo, but maybe that doesn't matter. My opponent is going off. That's a 6 starting hand. Love that. It's a 4/4. Maybe. Oh, I should have brought in a portal. Maybe portal. All right. I'll play Island and then Ancestral on their turn, and then play a One Ring. It'll buy us some time, maybe. KCI. Oh, the One Ring. All right. Okay. You got a One Ring. I guess we just tinker. What do we want to tinker for, Sphinx? Is it like better than? I guess they have a One Ring in play though. I don't know. We can't Tendrils kill them this turn. I guess we could Hercules them, but Hercling them is not even good. I have no Null Rods in my deck, so it's all a little bit weird. I have 15 life. I have a bunch of mana. Yeah, there's Mystical Time Walk Ring. That's not a bad one. He uses our Lotus. I guess we could draw a card first if that's our plan. We can always play the One Ring and still tinker as well. So I guess we should always draw our card first. I'm drawing one of my robots. Sapphire. All right. Should we play around Mindbreak Trap? I guess we have Mana Drain. Oh wait, we don't want to do a ring past the turn because then we have a problem, don't we? If we do a time walk, we lose that protection that I kind of want. I guess we could always play a new ring. Like what? Like, is there a real downside to passing the turn right now? Like we can just pass the turn with Mana Drain and up and then just Mystical for Tinker next turn and Tendrils kill our opponent. Like they are gonna have a bunch of cards, but I don't feel like that should matter. And then if we get like really in trouble, we could always Mystical for I guess we don't have enough blue cards. I was gonna say Mystical for another counter spell or something. Could always Mystical for Hercules Recall. I don't know if that's actually gonna be good, but I feel like we have a lot of opportunity here. And it's not like our next turn is worse. Our next turn is much, much better, so. Yeah, that's true. I could Mystical for a second Mana Drain. It's always the Mystical for the second Mana Drain that gets you, huh? All right, 3 cards in my opponent's hand. Sensei's top. Again, I don't really feel like I'm going to counter anything unless it wins them the game. Like a KCI would counter here. I'd probably counter a Ravager, though. They found something. KCI. All right, I'm going to Mana Drain your KCI. Oh, we're definitely killing our opponent with Tendrils next turn. That's definitely happening. Oh, last turn? Last turn I did not look. Last turn I definitely did not look. A big patchy boy, but I'm indestructible. I feel like we're always going for Citadel, right? Yeah, last turn we definitely couldn't Tendrils because they had Ring. That is part of the problem, yeah. I was debating whether or not to Mystical in my upkeep or not. I decided to do it. I'm gonna keep my Ring draw so that I can use it with my, as like a Sensei's top. A new Ring. I would rather just draw through that. I've always have Vamp here. Oh, yeah, I guess I could cast and tap. That's true. Is 4 life worth it? Not sure. Not sure. Do I drain that? We could just go through it. I don't think it matters too much what we choose. I want to play my Tolarian Academy. How much Storm do I need? A bit more. Actually, I have Vamp for Yogwill, right? Is that enough? Might be enough. Might be enough. How much mana do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 10. I'll have more after, so I guess we just crack this and Vamp for Yogwill. Cast Yogwill. I mean, this is like more than enough. I don't know why I was thinking it wasn't going to be. It's like not remotely close. Because I can just go Mystical for Tendrils, Ancestral into Tendrils. Tendrils my opponent. Sweet. Okay, here we go. Round 3. Got a nice Ancestral hand versus a Lurrus opponent. Gonna keep that one. Let's see what they have for us. Too many Moxen could be a problem. Saga. Ooh, Mana Crypt. That's a good one. What's up, Gobi? Vexing Bauble. Certainly good against my Mox Emerald. Does turn off their Force of Wills, though. Got a Flusterstorm? No. Time Walk. Okay, sure. It's a solid start. Vexing Bauble is an interesting card inside of Lurrus Saga because I feel like the deck that is actually affected the most by Bauble is Lurrus Saga. So it's weird to have that kind of symmetrical card in your deck when you're probably the one who's hurt the most by it being in play. Another Tundra. That's interesting. Ah, it's Turbo Volt Key. That makes a lot more sense. So this deck doesn't care as much and is definitely a nice one-of Bauble user, though you could probably play more than one. So what do we want to do here to try to come back in this game where we are quite far behind? I like the idea of just bouncing this Fiddlebender as a time walk. And hopefully that buys us some agency. But our deck is like not really great against Bauble, all things considered. Our deck has lots of zeros, and we rely very heavily on forces to interact with the opponent. No, mana costed removal, no wastelands. So I would say our deck is pretty weak to what Bauble is trying to do. I'm worried that if I left that Oswald out, it's just very quickly Vault Key, right? They just turn this into a Time Vault, turn this into a key, and we're dead. Part of the reason I really like Oswald in these decks. a second bauble. So it looks like it would be more like 3 baubles main, maybe. And an Oswald and a Byluris. Man. Or maybe a cycle bauble. We are just super far behind in this game. This is one of the draws where we haven't had Workshop ring, and it definitely shows. And we've drawn another Moxen. Not good. Not good. We have what? Flusterstorm, Chain. My opponent can have those cards as well. I'm gonna cast this Ancestral and see what happens. Opponent can have hard cast negation as well. Probably not in their main though. I don't know. We do have a ring coming, but it might just be too late. Our deck doesn't really do a whole lot, actually, with a wobble in play. Very interesting. I have not played a deck yet where I felt like I was this weak to bobble. Wow. Okay. That's a pretty bold PO after letting me Ancestral. I'd love to be able to, like, get a Fluster or something here, but that's not happening. I'm surprised they were picking up this Spittlebender, but they're probably just winning if they're picking up 4 cards anyways. But yeah, so far my experience in Vintage with Bobble has, from the opposing side, has been my decks have typically not really cared about a Bobble being in play. But this deck seems like it's uniquely weak to what's happening here. In a lot of the same ways that Luris Saga would be. But Luris Saga has a little bit more versatility in the removal and interaction aspects with Wastelands and Sagas, that kind of thing. So my deck might even be even more exposed. I can't imagine we can ever win this game. My opponent has resolved Ancestral, Time Walk, and PO for 4. So certainly strong Magic cards. 7 cards in hand. Where are we even going from here? I mean, Mystical for Tinker. Tinker's not even good because I can't play a Citadel through this. I can get a Sphinx, but Sphinx is going to be too slow. It has to be like a Storm Tendrils kill. Oh, there's a Wasteland too? I don't really see the path forward here. Looks like they're going to keep open something. Hardcast Force plus something, maybe? I don't even know what this Ancestral is getting me. Or sorry, this Mystical is getting me. That's fine. I'm okay with that. I will gladly take that beating. Bam. All right, well, I'm gonna play a 1 ring. Somehow I don't feel like that's getting the job done, but I assume this is a hardcast force. Like normally you would not be able to force here, but Tolarian Academy does many things that some would consider unnatural. Not exactly ready to concede this yet, but we're definitely getting close. I have some hope for... I guess there's no chance. I was gonna say I have some hope for like a Yogg-Will Tendrils kill because we can cast all of our Moxen and then they all get countered and then we can cast all of our Moxen again. But we just don't have enough mana for that. And also my opponent's looking at the top 7 cards. Okay, I'm done here. I'm gonna go to the next game. We have just been behind the entirety of the time. So the question becomes, do we want our own baubles on the play in this matchup? I haven't felt that Bobble was a problem when I played Turbo Volkey. So the very first tournament where Bobble was legal, I played Turbo Volkey, and it didn't seem to matter very much. Don't feel like I want extra dress downs. Maybe there's some value in Disruptor Flute on Volkey. Don't know if that's worth my time investment here. I don't know. Certainly an interesting idea. Probably don't need a Sphinx. I'd like to just go for Tendrils, but maybe I do need a Sphinx, because if I get bobbled, it's a little bit of a pain. I mean, I have triple Chain of Vapor. Don't really like Flusterstorm very much. I mean, if they have a bunch of POs, I actually like Flusterstorm a lot. All right, well, we'll just have one that we can tutor for. Hercules? I don't really feel like Hercules does anything spectacular. I mean, it can answer some Saga tokens, I guess, but I don't know. The chains are kind of important, but I guess a one Hercules would answer bubbles plus everything. So maybe there's value there. Yeah, I don't know. I'm like not. Maybe it's worth it. I could see it. But like this hand, just gonna make Bobble cry, right? And Bobble is a play draw card. It's not really very good on the draw, anyways. But against my deck, it might be okay because I'm on what, a million forces. I wish I could cast this relic first. Can I? I'm 1 mana short. I could cast the relic first if I want to cast Ancestral, but that's got to be worse than simply deploying a One Ring. Just resolvers. Interesting. My opponent actually has probably a bunch of needle effects, so maybe Hercules was with the definitely up the alley here. I guess I don't need to cycle this Lorien because I have another land now. Hold it for draw spell, maybe. Hold it for force, maybe. I have an active ring. See how bad this is for me. Saga. Mox. Top. Go. All right. Well, turn 1 ring. I hope we win. A card that I kind of wanted in this deck was an Expedition map, but no Saga makes the Expedition map kind of not as strong. Been playing an Expedition map in a lot of my decks recently. Card does a lot of work with Tolarian Academy. That is a lot of Moxen. So I'm down to cast. I'd still like to leave my land drop open. So I'm just gonna cast this Lorien in case we draw like Tolarian Academy. If this gets countered, then I can just go Underground Sea Ancestral as well. Obviously, this plays into Mindbreak Trap, but that'd be okay. Force pitching Brainstorm. Chain Manamo. All right. Well, as long as we don't die on this turn, we are certainly covering a lot of angles. I'm hoping that next turn should be a Tendrils kill with Ring plus Manamo. It's only turn 2, and we have 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 mana plus a 1 ring on 2. That's pretty impressive. But my opponent could always go Island, Time Walk, Time Vault, Key here. So could always lose. See. There's a Tolarian Academy. There's a Time Vault. All right, they win on the next turn. We do have to technically have a Chain of Vapor, but problem for them is we have a hell of a turn coming up here. Lost a bunch of life on that one. Draw with the 1 ring. Play this. Play this. Draw with the One Ring. Play this. Maybe I should have held that for the next turn here. We have so many good cards. I guess we just brainstorm. Try to just storm kill here. What am I at? 3. I can just go. Yeah, I mean, I can do anything. Let's vamp for a Yogwill, and then I'm not even casting a bunch of spells, but I guess I can do a Chain of Vapor as well. I can do a Hercules. I mean, I'm kind of just paralyzed by how much things I can do, but let's just should I chain first? I guess I technically don't have a counter spell at the moment. I guess I have a mana drain. All right, I'm going to cast Chain of Vapor on my Mana Crypt. And then I'm going to sack this and bring back this. I'm going to sack this and bring back this. And I'm going to sack this and bring back this. And then I'm going to play this, 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 this. That's 8. 10, and then Tendrils. Sure. Why not? With Mana Drain backup. And then we can always cast Vampiric here for Yogwill and then dress down into or One Ring into Yogwill and do it again. So probably have like Storm 50 there. Very cool. Very cool. All right. I do kind of see the value in the Hercules now. Maybe we'll play that over One Chain. Pretty sweet. Can we make a comeback here? Oh, Gobi sent me a message. Something less toolboxy has been called. I really don't feel like you want balance in this deck, Gobi. We'll talk about it in between rounds. What was that? I have to see what the difference is. Man. This is just a lose the bobble hand, huh? Should we just say it's okay? I feel like we should say it's okay, right? We just if we get bobbled, we lose, but like come on, I have Lotus Ancestral Mana Drain. Mana Drain their force, play the Relic of Sauron, Time Walk. You're not seeing the vision, chat? The vision? This hand slaps though. I don't want to put it back. They're mulliganed. They mulliganed. They mulliganed. There's one Spell Pierce in their deck. I mean, they're not going to force the Lotus. They either have a bobble or they don't. Chad doesn't like having fun. Fine. Fine. Be that way. Boring. All right, they mulled a 5. Our hand doesn't really do anything, but it's kind of a nice one. Barely better? I mean, if I need to, I can force it. Wasteland. Top. You got it. The One Ring? Don't mind if I do. Can I play the Relic and the One Ring? I have 6 mana. Sure can. No! Thanks for gifting us up. Alright, well, I can't imagine that this isn't good for us. Kind of crushing it. What are you gonna do? Wasteland my workshop? Oh boy. Tolarian Academy, back again. I mean, it's powerful. It's a very powerful deck. It always performs well for me. Another workshop. Draw. Ooh, now we have mana drain up. Let's go. You love it. Pass it back. I mean, the One Ring is just a crazy draw engine. When you combine it with all these control cards, you're just always going to get through your whole deck so quickly. Haven't seen any needles yet. Or null rods, for that matter. When I played against Sean, I was bringing in null rods and those kind of cards because the ring is pretty pivotal to the deck's success. What are we getting? Blue, mana drain. We're gonna force back up here. Oh, we're just gonna draw. Oh, blind draw for force. Fair enough. Another mana drain. Ooh. All right, let's do this, and we'll go get a land, and then we'll time walk. Ah, man. What a deck. I expect a concession at some point here, but GG's. Woo! All right, Sean deck. Let's go. Not bad. Not bad. All right, 3-0. On to round 4. I got a force. This hand does not have the workshop, which is pretty crucial, but still looks like a keep to me. This deck is extremely good when it draws the workshop plus the One Ring. That's when it's at its best, but so far, so good in even the other games. A mana drain would have been kind of nice. Maybe off the top. Oh, opponent has fetch land probe. Might be Doomsday. That's a blue card that pitches to force. So there's a play here where we could just demonic for a workshop so that next turn we can play the One Ring. Is that a worthwhile investment of a Lotus and a Tutor? Opponent could be a different deck and have Wasteland. It could be Bug, which would end up in a bad spot for us. But it's not like we can demonic for Ancestral anyways. And if we wait, then we don't have a play for next turn. So I'm of the interest of demonic here. See what happens. Okay, so this is a Flusterstorm then, or a Spell Pierce, or a Daze. Okay, Flusterstorm. I mean, that's good. That's actually good because it means that our negation is turned on. Yep, that was the plan. Maybe we'll just draw it off the top. If we draw a workshop off the top, actually, oh no, it is bug. All right, well, now we're in deep shit. Drew the Sphinx, and this is the best matchup for the Sphinx. Not good. Yeah, I mean, Wasteland is a wasteland is a wasteland. That is the premium format-defining non-basic land right now. Just so many games are just destroyed by Wasteland. My fault, right? Could have got a basic. That's okay. If we hit a land, we can go get another island and then try to rebuild from there. We're not currently dead, though we are in a deep hole. I can't imagine that Bug is a very good matchup looking at our deck with our One Ring dependencies and fragile mana base, Force of Negations. I don't have high hopes for the Bug matchup, but we do have Tinker Sphinx in the main, but then of course we drew our Sphinx. All right. What do you have for me, opponent? Yeah, it's a Bug. No 2-drop is good. No oof. No land. No Moxen. That's bad. I don't really regret my choice, but it did not end up very well for me. Oof, there it is. Don't have a Force of Will. That's bad. That is bad. Another Lorien revealed. That's not good. Beseiju. Oko? Oh, Leopold. I was hoping it was an Oko because I could negate an Oko. Wait, how do I ever beat Bug? This is like my hardest counter of all time. All right, I've been bested. I can't draw cards and I can't activate artifacts. All right, at least I have a portal. That's something. And then I have Cut Down and Dismember, and I have Dress Down. So those are all things that do stuff. Don't really like Flusterstorm here. Don't really like Negation here. Don't like Mystical. I take that back. I like Mystical because it gets us Tinker, and that feels like the only way we're winning. Ooh, that's a good hand. We even have a Brainstorm Lorien revealed. What's the correct order? The correct order would be Lotus, Workshop, Ring, Draw to get us one more card back, and then Brainstorm Lorien revealed. So, not 100% sure you want to Brainstorm here, because we do want Force, and we probably want second... Maybe we don't actually want second Workshop, because we're going to have a One Ring, hopefully. Okay, let's see what we got. Black Lotus. How do you fare, opponent? Do you like this? Do you hate this? All right. I'm going to apply the ring. Survey says. Resolves. Interesting. I'm going to draw. And then, do we brainstorm? Is the question. Get a basic island with the Lorien revealed. Mox Jet. Though I guess if I draw no blue cards, I don't like that. I'm gonna brainstorm. Could have Ancestral, right? Yogwill Relic Fetchland. Alright, I think I'm going to put back Fetchland Workshop. And then, no, I can't cycle with the Lorien reveal because I did hit 0 blue cards. So I guess it's put back workshop strand, and then next turn we can fetch away the workshop if we don't want it, or we could draw it if we do. And then I'm gonna hold the jet for possible storm. If we get wastelanded, we'll want the second workshop just so we can play relic this turn. But if we don't get wastelanded, then there's really no need for a second workshop. Opponent did not counter the One Ring. Let's see what their turn one looks like. Probably like Lotus. Oof, oof. What are bug players, chat? What are bug players? Can I get away with forcing this Black Lotus? I feel like we can. I have a One Ring. They have force backup? So they just let my One Ring resolve. Bastard. Ah, I see. I see. I don't know how we're ever gonna win. What the heck? Ugh. All right, we have Chain of Vapor, right? That's how we can win. This matchup looks abysmal. All right, so are we fetching? That's a question. We do have a single cut down in our deck. I don't feel like we want the other workshop, so probably the mana drain. Yeah. Bug players. Classic. Even had the strip mine too. Chain? I mean, they probably have Flusterstorm backup now. Force. Things are bad. Things are bad. Is this a Leovold again? Can't beat that one either. I can't beat magic cards from my opponent's deck. I'm at 8. I'm at 7. If I hold this, I'm going to go to 5. I'm going to go to 4. I could drop Dress down. I'm just going to get another island. Maybe that's silly. I guess that takes us off Dismember as well. So maybe the answer is just get a Lorien revealed. Yeah, opponent strategically let my One Ring resolve because they had Black Lotus Force. Oof. Brutal. All right, here we go. 5th and final round of our donation deck list. We are on the draw with a Tinker target in hand, a Probe and a Jet and an Ancestral. Probably just put this back. Mulligan this. Yeah, okay. I mean, not a great hand, all things considered. But it looks like a keep in my book. See what my opponent's up to. Hopefully not bizarre. Good, not bizarre. I'm always happy to see not bizarre. Workshop. Sphere. I think this sphere is fine. We have a lot of mana. Now I can go workshop this thing, this thing. Not bad. And then we can drain and try to mystical all off a drain. Actually, there's just like nothing we can cast off this mystical, right? Just ancestral. I guess maybe we can play, maybe we can play Tinker actually. Hopefully they cast something big here. Oh wait, I can't drain and mystical because it costs too much. Damn. All right. Well, we're gonna drain this, but then what do we do? We're not really beating the saga. I guess we just have to draw a ring or something else. I kind of wish we could mystical here, because then I could get Tinker and we could Tinker. Maybe we're still going towards that path, but we're going to be pretty low on mana. I'm a little concerned that we have no payoff. Not a bad draw. Not a bad draw. Not a bad draw at all. How much? I have 5 mana left. I think it's too risky. Yeah, I think you just have to go for it. Like, I could see maybe hard casting negation instead, but then you're never gonna have drain mana up again anyways. So I kind of like Relic of Sauron. And the reason I like Relic of Sauron is I cast it this turn, and then I end step Mystical, and then I untap and I Tinker and put a Sphinx in play. Is a Sphinx beating Construct at this point? I think it is. Or I could just go for a One Ring and try to draw out of it, which might just be fine. But if I go for a One Ring, I'm tapped out and I can't negate anyways. But they have 1 card left in hand. What would I really even want to negate? I'm not sure. I don't have enough. Like, this seems like a pretty convincing line for Relic, where I play Relic, get to hold up counter magic, get to play an end of turn mystical, and then get to cast Tinker on the next turn. Unless I get wastelanded. Unless I get wastelanded. I'll go with my original line. I like it enough. Also, it's a kind of a waste of a One Ring when I can block construct activations with it. I don't know. I'm actually sure, like, these constructs are going to be pretty big, right? It could be quite challenging. Or they could play a second sphere. Crucible. Ugh, Crucible? Like, it's not getting back a saga right now. I feel like I have to let it go. Need a Tinker. I'm not even sure. Is the Sphinx winning? I really don't have a choice. That's the point we're at here. I don't think a Sphinx is winning here because they have recurring sagas. I guess I have One Rings and Dress Downs and stuff, but I have 1 Dress Down. Ooh, I kind of think my play was bad, chat. I think my play was bad. But the other one looked even more sus. Well, that's where we're at in life. I don't think we're beating constructs here. Their constructs are much too large. Because these, I automatically can't block. Yeah, this looks bad. This play doesn't seem good to me. But was a One Ring going to get there? That doesn't seem like it would get there either. Did I have a better demonic target? I don't feel like it was the One Ring or the Relic. I have Dress Down, basically, is what I have. I only have 1. Vexing Bauble. Sure. I'm just not beating constructs though. They have more plays? Okay. That is a lot of artifacts. Am I even surviving 2 hits? I'm not. Okay, I don't. I die. Damn. Yeah. I guess the ring. This is the second time this has happened. If they like have a sufficient number of artifacts in play, you can definitely lose with the Sphinx. Definitely happens from time to time. I would say it happens pretty seldomly, but it does happen. Hercules, dress downs. It's gonna get a lot better post board. I think it's already a pretty good matchup. It's gonna get even better. On the play, drain, good. I still like Sphinx. I have to cut a card. How do I do that? When did these baubles even come in? I don't really understand that. Like, what matchup is bauble supposed to be good for? I usually like Citadel when I'm on the play with my Hercules Recall Tinker decks. And then I usually take Citadel out when I'm on the draw, though there is only one Hercules in this version. So that's maybe not a full heuristic. We don't really need 3 targets. But I'm worried Portal isn't always good. I guess Sphinx, if I assume Sphinx is always good. Yeah, let's just, I guess we can try that. That's an interesting hand. It does not do anything quickly, but I assume it's a keep. Island to not get wastelanded. Counter magic up. Maybe like time walk into demonic ancestral, or maybe if we hit fast mana, Lotus Ring. Inventor's Fair. Vexing Bauble. I guess I would rather just counter it than have these dead cards. A little annoying. Definitely a little annoying. My deck is pretty bad against Vexing Bauble. Grafdigger's Cage. Interesting. Lorien Revealed. Time Walk gets better if I have a ring in play. But is that asking too much? What am I even doing, though? I time walking, and then I can, if I miss on a land, I can go Lorien Revealed Demonic. Demonic for something. I could just Demonic right now for something. I'm gonna cast Time Walk. Yeah, Demonic Workshop is certainly an option. We're gonna have the Demonic for something here. Because we don't have Academy mana. We don't want to get Black Lotus in case they play like another Bauble, maybe. Is getting a Workshop better than just getting an Ancestral, though? It doesn't seem like it would be. Wasteland. Sure. And Null Rod. Yeah. Okay. Another One Ring. Tinker, we drew the portal. Didn't hit a land on our Ancestral. Okay. If we hit a land, we get to Tinker for a Sphinx. I guess we don't get to Tinker for a Sphinx because there's a cage. Portal is our thing that we tinker through Cage. All right, well, we're going to need something. Maybe Hercules, maybe Chain. Something needs to happen here. Island. So is there anything left to tinker for? No. Not that Citadel would help here anyways. So there's nothing left to tinker for. If I put a Disruptor Flute, I could have tinkered for a Disruptor Flute for Saga, but I have a Dress Down, so it shouldn't matter too much. I guess we just play until we find a Chain, and then we tinker a Sphinx. I mean, I just have nothing going on here. Oh, how many basics do I have in my deck? I didn't even tutor a basic. At least I don't do it now because they try to get Saga tokens. I drew the Hercules. It's very good if my opponent ghost quarters me, or it doesn't ghost quarter me. If they just make 2 constructs, the Hercules is A+. I didn't keep Citadel in, so it doesn't matter. But yes, you could still play lands. Hopefully they just make a second construct here. No, they're playing. Ah. I guess I have enough lands though, because nothing is taxed yet. So I guess it's fine. I keep thinking there's a sphere in play, but there's no sphere in play. Can't believe they're playing around it. Why is that? Maybe they have a Crucible they want to play this turn? Vexing Bauble. No, I'm trying to end step to Hercules so that I can tinker for a Sphinx. Definitely not main phase. This bad. They had the line. All right. Instead, I'm just gonna go for a Dress Down. Well, oh, I don't want to do that. That's even worse for me. If I do on my turn, it's terrible play because if I Hercules them and they just float mana, make a construct after, and then I'm in the same situation I was before where I tinkered a Sphinx and I'm losing to onboard constructs, right? Maybe I'm not. I know I could main phase. I didn't do that on purpose. All right. I guess we're just going to go for another land because my opponent decided to try to lock themselves here. I can actually play this Ruby through the sphere. It's kind of fun. Not that they do anything, but they help me later. Can't cast my Hercules because I got Ghost Quartered, but hopefully they aren't casting anything either. Definitely not going to play out my Mana Crypt. They went for an interesting line there. Playing around Hercules Workshop. I guess it makes sense to just put a ring in play, right? I am going to go shields down on a negation for a turn, but having a ring in play when I Hercules is nice. Strip mine. Can we be real for a second? Like, oh, they strip mine the workshop? Okay. Resolves. They knew I didn't have any more basics in my deck. That was a really weird play. See, this is the point where I would much rather have a Citadel, right? This is why I keep a Citadel in. It's because you go end step, you go Hercules, and you untap, and then you tinker for a Citadel instead of a Sphinx, and you're in like in a much better spot. But it's okay. Maybe it doesn't matter because my opponent's going to be so far behind after this. Also get to draw a card. Get to draw 3 cards, actually. That's kind of wild. I don't know. This is just Hercules Recall versus Workshops the game. They also have to discard a bunch of cards. 6 cards? Or no, 4 cards. Okay. All right. Sweet. Clean up. Let's go. All right. But I'd be boarding out the Citadel on the draw anyways. When you have like old school PO that had 3 or 4 Hercles, then it made more sense to have the Citadel in your deck because you're always basically your blind in every single game when you were playing old school PO was just to end of turn Hercles and then untap and Citadel kill your opponent. This deck is not 4 Hercles and also doesn't have as many ways to get there. Cage, Sphere, Patchwork, and Golos are gone. Draw for turn. Draw with 1 ring. Oh, I guess I should be careful. Draw with 1 ring there. Could have just drawn the Sphinx. Probably should have tinkered first. Play a Mana Crypt. Play a Tinker. Play a Sphinx. Do I just play another 1 ring and draw another card? Seems fine. I guess I should have kept my black mana. Maybe I don't even want to play that. I mean, I have a chain now and a negation and a mana drain, so I have options. This does take a long time to kill my opponent because they're at 27. Why is my opponent at 27? I feel like I don't care about that card. Inventor's Fair. Maybe I should have drained this. This thing's going to be very big, isn't it? I mean, I have a portal and a chain and anything, so. Yeah, but I want to drain the Null Rod, right? Ooh, that's the wrong one. All right, now we're going to portal them. How much mana do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 9, 11. So I can play a relic first. I guess this is like pretty weak to Metamorph. But it is pretty fun play to make, so. Yeah, it's probably incorrect to just drop a portal like that, but oh well. Yeah, but it did make my opponent concede, so who's the real winner? Disruptor Flute. There were options. Let's put it that way. There were definitely options. Got too many options. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5. Against shops. What if they have Sphere and Bauble? I have a Blue Moxen and a Pearl and a Time Walk and a Lorien and a Chain and a Tinker. Yeah, I'm probably not supposed to keep this, but well, that's not good. Fuck. Shit. I mean, it can be Second Bobble, it can be Null Rod, it can be Thorn, it can be Workshop, it can be anything. Like Workshop. Oh, it's never punished, friends. Never punished. Absolutely never once in my life have I been punished. Got him. I had it the whole time. Golos. I'm actually kind of in an awkward spot though, aren't I? I'm in the same spot where I don't know if Sphinx wins. Maybe with Time Walk it wins. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's what I've been told is the play, though. That's the whole point, apparently, is so that you can resolve your thorns and stuff. But I don't know. I don't really think that's a really strong choice, but maybe it's okay. Another saga. See, I don't know. What am I supposed to do? Get Underground Sea because I get Ghost Quartered, maybe? I mean, I just have to Tinker, right? But, like, does Tinkering for Portal win? I feel like Tinkering for Portal doesn't win. It kills Golos. I reanimated Golos, but then I lose. I can like wait for constructs, yeah, but then constructs come at my end step. It's like too bad, right? I have a time walk. Maybe it's enough. I have 3 dress downs in my deck this time. I'm a little scared, but I feel like it should work. They also have a mana crypt. That's actually very relevant. Now it's a 3-turn clock with a time walk. It should be good enough. They also have both of these sagas going off at the same time, so unless they play an Ancient Tomb, then they're not making 2 constructs this turn. So, should be a win. Pretty close, though. I mean, we just lost game 1 with a very similar racing spot, but we have a time walk this time, so... Oh, timing window. Yeah, actually, that's true. Do we win this game without time walk? I don't know if we win this game without time walk. I mean, we do have a bunch of, like, dress downs to draw into, though. So there's, you know, there are other things. Also, they have a mana crypt to play. I mean, these are going to be, like, 10/10s, right? Shadow Spear? That's not going to do it. Black Lotus. 6 mana. Have a Drain covering a couple different things they could have, like Sphinx or Stonecoil Serpent. Sorry, Metamorph or Stonecoil Serpent. I think opponent. I mean, Sphinx is not a big deal in modern vintage right now, but Stonecoil Serpent, pretty good against Frog. I think that workshops could use a little bit of an overhaul for the new metagame. Ooh, Tolarian Academy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 mana. Plus workshop. Golos. Is there anything? I mean, there could be a Glacial Chasm. Got him. So 4-1 pretty convincingly. Only loss was Bug. And Bug just does not seem remotely beatable. That does not seem like a playable matchup. So a solid 4-1 with the Sean deck for Mitchell. What else? I mean, I don't really think I have anything else to say about it. It's a sweet one. It's a lot of fun. It's very powerful. When it does the mana drain thing, it seems really enjoyable. Good vibes. When it does the One Ring is when it's at its best. Obviously, all of its best hands involve like Workshop, Mox, One Ring. I don't really know what these baubles are doing in the sideboard. We never brought them in. It never really felt like it made sense to bring them in. I could be missing a use case here, but I'm not sure what it was. We basically didn't use our whole sideboard, but I guess that's what happens when you don't play against Dredge. When you think that, you know, there are six cards ish for Dredge in the sideboard. I do think there should be another dress down in the main. This deck could use another dress down. That's the only thing I would really change. So thank you again to Mitchell for donating to see Sean's deck played. If you want to see your deck list or even your favorite deck list played on this channel, make sure you check out the Patreon link in the description below, where you can find all the information you need to submit a donation deck list. More vintage content like this on this YouTube channel every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I will see you then.